Hey everybody, this is Paul doing a Doordash video. Um, just try to do these videos whenever I get enough content to talk about. Just kind of, just different things saved up. I realized I had like 39 screenshots saved up, so I figure I might as well make a video. I've actually got enough content actually to make two videos. I'm going to do two Doordash videos today. One concerning, good, bad, and WTF type stuff, and then one kind of going over the summer slowdown and what that actually means for drivers and how to actually handle that. If this is your first summer doing DoorDash and then all of a sudden you're seeing this dramatic slowdown out of nowhere, I'm going to make a video kind of explaining what's going on there and see if it's a normal issue, if it's a recession, that kind of stuff. So I guess on the first good thing, so let's talk about good. So they started sending me these. So these are basically advanced auto parts orders. These are very, very simple. I used to get a few of these a long time ago and didn't get them, and now I'm getting them back to back. So, not sure what's going on there, but I guess Advance kind of picked back up with DoorDash. So, they're very, very simple. There's no tip on them. So, with Advance parts, so there's no tip. It's straightforward, just paying you from point A to point B. All of them are hand to me. They have to be signed for. The package sizes are very, very tiny to very, very big. I had something that was almost the size of like a radiator that I had to fit in my trunk somehow in my Prius. Um, and also, it's kind of weird. If you ever get lost or anything, the phone number that you call goes to a dispatch center. So you're not actually going to be calling Firestone, for example. So if you ever have to call them, every time that you call them, it goes to a like a dispatch number, like people that dispatch you. So, but they can help you. They have the same GPS access that DoorDash support does, which I thought was kind of cool. Um, so I guess on the next good thing. So let's see, good. Um, Petco and PetSmart orders are now being stacked together. This is a thing that can happen now. So this is kind of interesting. I just thought this was, I don't know how that's good, but it's good somehow, I guess. Um, I guess good. Subway learned how to use bags to seal their stuff now, so that we don't have to wrap the bags anymore. And it's like, I don't know. I just think that's kind of good. And let's see, 4G. Uh, so this started happening recently. It happened again to me today. It's been happening in the last week. Red card orders that are stacked. So as you can see here, it's very simple, very straightforward. Walgreens, one item. Winn-Dixie, one item. I had another one today that was like Dick's Sporting Goods, two items, and then Winn-Dixie, 17 items. So you're going to start seeing these, which is red card orders being stacked together, which is kind of interesting. And then here's another one right here. So as you can see, Dick's Sporting Goods, this is that one right there. So you can see very good payouts, very, very good payouts. So that's kind of interesting. And if you notice, this is something kind of interesting. It allows them, so this is an order in New Orleans, and the Winn-Dixie's here, but the Dick's Sporting Goods is here. So it's two different zones. So one zone here, one zone there. And it allows them to go outside of their zone for more stuff now and stack it together in a very interesting type order. That's very interesting. It's just something very cool that I think is kind of going on. So it's very interesting. I like it. Um, and then I guess let's get to 5G here. What do we got for 5G? 5G. So we're doing target orders now apparently. Um, I thought this was an Uber thing or like an Instacart thing or like a Ship T type thing, but I had one of these yesterday, which was very interesting. And you can tell that we haven't had these in a while, and I'll be able to explain why. Or at least in my area, I've never seen Target orders. So I guess let me. So that's all for the good right now. So for the bad, let's talk about those Target orders and what is going on. If you notice on that Target order, it was for 5 items, I believe, or 6 items. Every single item in the store did not match the app in either the packaging or the size on the label. So I've talked about this before, but this was extremely bad. This was extremely, extremely bad. Um, As you can see, I had to like say basically, it says 34 in the app. There's only 30 ounce on the shelf. This part actually worked out kind of for her because she ordered 3 razors, only got 4. This right here was a completely different package on this, like ridiculously different package. This right here was the exact same thing. It says 4.1 in the app with 3.5. All of these barcodes scan perfectly fine. It's just when the customer is actually picking the order and the order DoorDash sends out a driver, so Target and DoorDash need to talk to each other and update their products from the last time that all this was done. So this kind of goes along that same exact type thing. So as you can see right here, and we get these all the time for Dollar General orders, for example, you can clearly see in the app, $2.29 only. When you look at the actual product on the shelf, $2.69. I don't know when this is going to happen, and I have a feeling it's going to happen pretty soon. As you're going to hear probably about a lawsuit from a bunch of customers with DoorDash having to eat the cost of like a bunch of stuff going on. So DoorDash needs to address this now because you're telling the customers that they're getting one thing, but they're actually getting something else. And I'm not sure who DoorDash is going to point the finger at. They might point the finger at the company themselves and say, look, they give us the product data, so we upload the product data, and if it's wrong, it's on the store. Go take it up with them. Or I'm not sure who's going to have to eat the cost on this eventually, but you're telling the customer they're getting this, and then it scans in as this. I mean, obviously inflation and that type of stuff, but you need to update your products. And this is Dollar General. Winn-Dixie does the exact same thing. It doesn't matter what store. Target, for example, was completely out of date. It was very, very bad. But at some point, DoorDash needs to actually update your app before you end up with a lawsuit, because that's what's going to happen. Americans like to sue each other. It happens. Along the lines of shop and deliver, so this is something weird that happened. When I got the order, it was for 2 items. When I showed up to the store, this was recently added. Um, very simple little item, like, a little thing of candy that's right there by the checkout thing. It even gave you a pop-up to let you know that something was recently added. Doesn't give you the option to cancel the order or anything like that, but this wasn't too bad. But what happens if they add like 20 items? I only signed up to do 2 items for the pay. What's the cap on this? Can he only add 1 small item, or can he add 20 more items on top of this? Is this going to turn into like a tip baiting type situation where they wait for us to accept the order and then they add like 15 items? So I would tell DoorDash to just kind of watch out for this. This can be abused by customers. As you know, tip baiting for Uber is very much abused by customers. So that's something to watch out for. 2B, this is the exact same thing right here. So for example, very simple, I think this is, I don't even know what this was. This might have been Winn-Dixie right here, but for example, take a look, at least Winn-Dixie rejected the item and it didn't scan in, but as you can see clearly, that's the only thing that's on the shelf. This is what they wanted, so it needs to be addressed. I'm not sure how DoorDash addresses it, but they need to talk to their distributors. They need to talk to these different stores, and when these stores issue updates on their packaging, when they update their issues on their quantities, they have to update DoorDash. So 3B is like a bug. So this was an advance order that got canceled. Now, as you can see, I'm clearly back on the screen where it's looking for orders, but for some reason it still has me assigned to this order. So if you ever get this bug, the only way to clear this bug is actually you have to, even if you log out and end the Dash and you restart the Dash, it still looks like this. The way to fix it is you actually have to go into the app settings and clear your cache because it made the map bug out. It saved the location on the map. So you actually have to go into the app settings in your phone and actually clear your cache and actually it logs you completely out of the app because you have to clear all the data. And that's the only way to fix this. I actually got on the phone with DoorDash support and they had no clue what was going on, and we tried a whole bunch of different things on their side because it still looks like I'm on the order. It still looks like you're on it, but you can actually get other orders. And even if you get other orders and accept them, this stays on your screen. It's actually a really bad bug. But it's only if a store cancels it. So if like this, for example, I pulled up to the front of this advance and they had canceled the order. And it's happened to me again since then because I had a customer cancel theirs. it was like a Subway order, but the Subway order stayed on my screen as if I was still going to the person's house. So that's just a bug, an annoying one. Where's 4B? 4B. So 4B. So in one of my more popular videos, I showed how to unassign a order after 10 minutes. For some reason, when I had an order that was taking like 50, or it was actually 10 minutes, and I started check in, and then it went up to 15 minutes, and I actually ended up getting up to 20 minutes, and it still wouldn't let me unassign the order. But this screen was kind of like a little bit different on how it looked. Now it's reverted back to allowing you to unassign after 10 minutes. You have to go to my other video, the one that's like how to unassign after 10 minutes. But this kind of was like, okay, what's going on here? Because this was like, say, 15 to 20 minutes. Nothing special about the order. I think it was just I think it was like a pizza joint or something like that. But, it did start working a few days later. So I'm not sure if DoorDash is playing around with something. I'm not sure what happened. Nothing was done differently, but as you can clearly see, same screen, but different messages. So that's definitely something that they need to check on. And then I only have one WTF, but the WTF is something that we deal with as DoorDash drivers. So as you can see, this is a Denny's order for anybody who hasn't dealt with Denny's before. Any order's just sitting there. I had this happen at IHOP today. I had this happen at Denny's. I do not understand why IHOP and Denny's do DoorDash deliveries if your staff doesn't remotely care about helping us. This person's order sat there for 15 minutes before somebody even talked to me and acknowledged that I was in the store. Because they saw my phone, they knew exactly what I was there for, but they kept walking past me. And if you try to get their attention, I've tried to get their attention before, and they told me, "Oh, we'll get to you, we'll get to you." And I understand that your staff are busy, but this is ridiculous. What is the point of allowing or having a delivery type, like even offering deliveries, if people's food is literally just sitting here? IHOP was another thing today. It was a perfect example. The order was literally just sitting there. The manager told the girl to go make the two milkshakes to go with the order. 10 minutes goes by, nothing. Everybody just walked off and everybody's gone. Nobody came back to check on us. They didn't care because they're not getting tips from this. They're getting a hell of a delivery fee from it, but they don't care if your food is sitting there. And that's Denny's and IHOP. So I don't understand why those two places even offer deliveries if your staff will treat DoorDash drivers like garbage. It's to the point where a majority of the people don't even want to take IHOP or Denny's orders, and that's across Uber and DoorDash also, by the way. So that definitely needs to be addressed by those corporates and figure out what's going on, because this person's order is literally just sitting here for 10 plus minutes with nobody helping at all. So that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. So I think that's a video right now. 13 minutes is good enough. And then, like I said, I'm gonna do another video on the summer slowdown and kind of my thoughts on that. But that's kind of where we're at right now. So just let me know if you have any comments in the comments or whatever, and y'all have a nice day. Thank you.